Let's take a closer look at why herbal teas have held such a powerful place in cultures for centuries and why they've suddenly become the star of modern health discussions. When we talk about burning fat naturally, most people immediately think of exercise or calorie counting. Those matter, of course, but what often gets overlooked is how the body's internal chemistry, the hormones, enzymes, and metabolic processes ticking away beneath the surface responds to what you put in your cup every day. And this is where herbal teas shine. They don't just hydrate you, they gently nudge your body into a state that favors fat loss rather than fat storage. At the heart of this is metabolism. Think of metabolism as the engine in your body. It determines how efficiently you convert food into energy versus how easily you store it as fat. Herbal teas act almost like fine-tuning tools for that engine. They stimulate thermogenesis, the process where your body generates heat by burning calories. They also encourage lipolysis, which is the scientific way of saying breaking down stored fat. Instead of slamming your system with artificial stimulants, they work with your natural biology, supporting the very systems that evolution designed to keep us lean and active. But there's more happening here than just biochemistry. We know that stress and hormonal imbalance play a major role in weight gain. High levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, tell your body to hold on to fat, especially around the belly. Many herbal teas, particularly those rich in adaptogens and antioxidants, help regulate cortisol levels, easing the stress response. Think about what that means. A simple ritual of sipping tea doesn't just warm your hands, it sends a signal to your nervous system to slow down, to calm the storm. And in that calmer state, your body feels safer, less threatened, and therefore less likely to hoard fat. Digestion is another unsung hero in this conversation. If your gut isn't breaking down food efficiently, if you're constantly bloated or sluggish after meals, your body is far less likely to process nutrients in a way that fuels fat loss. Herbal teas like ginger, peppermint, and chamomile stimulate digestive enzymes, soothe inflammation in the gut lining, and improve the flow of bile, which is essential for breaking down fats. In simple terms, they make your digestive system work smarter, not harder, so that what you eat gets used rather than stored. There's also a fascinating psychological layer here. Drinking herbal tea is not just a biochemical intervention, it's a ritual. It forces you to slow down, to pause, to breathe. That moment of pause has profound consequences. Research shows that when you eat or drink in a mindful state, your satiety signals, the cues that tell your brain you've had enough, become sharper. So, sipping a cup of tea before or after a meal can literally help you avoid overeating without relying on willpower alone. It turns what feels like a small act into a powerful behavioral tool for weight control. Now let's bring philosophy into this. Our culture is obsessed with fast fixes, pills, powders, crash diets. But fat burning in its healthiest form isn't about force, it's about alignment. Herbal teas represent alignment with nature's rhythm. They remind us that the body doesn't need to be bullied into health. It needs to be supported, nourished, coaxed gently back into balance. And when you treat your body that way, it responds in kind. It lets go of what it doesn't need, including excess fat. One of the reasons this approach feels so refreshing is because it doesn't just target the body, it engages the mind. When you choose to prepare a cup of herbal tea instead of reaching for a soda or sugary snack, you're making a conscious statement. I'm in charge of this body. I'm giving it what it needs, not just what it craves. That shift in identity from someone at the mercy of cravings to someone in control may be the most powerful fat-burning mechanism of all. Because once your mind believes in that control, your daily choices start to align effortlessly with your long-term goals. So when I tell you that herbal teas help burn fat, I'm not asking you to believe in magic. I'm asking you to recognize the subtle yet profound ways they work with your biology, your psychology, and even your philosophy of living. They speed up your engine, calm your hormones, sharpen your digestion, and give you a ritual that supports discipline and mindfulness. It's a complete package hidden inside something as humble as a steaming cup. And perhaps the greatest takeaway is this: burning fat doesn't begin with a drastic act. It begins with a small choice. A choice repeated daily, like choosing what you sip. So the next time you boil water and steep those leaves, remember, you're not just making tea. You're making a decision to burn fat naturally, to live in alignment with your body's design, and to claim a healthier, leaner version of yourself. Because sometimes the most powerful transformations start not with a workout or a diet plan, but with the simple act of lifting a cup to your lips and letting nature do its quiet, steady work. If we're talking about herbal teas that truly move the needle on fat loss, there's one that deserves to stand at the very top of the list: green tea. You've probably heard it mentioned so often that it risks sounding like hype. But here's the truth. Behind the countless headlines and health blogs, there is very real science that explains why green tea has earned its reputation as the king of fat-burning teas. And it isn't just a trendy wellness fad. It's a daily habit that can rewire the way your body uses energy. Let's start with the compound that makes green tea special: EGCG, short for epigallocatechin gallate. This antioxidant is one of the most studied plant-based compounds in the world, and it has a remarkable effect on fat metabolism. When you drink green tea, EGCG works in synergy with caffeine, also present in the tea but in much lower amounts than coffee, to increase the rate at which your body oxidizes fat. That means instead of letting fat sit in storage, your body begins to mobilize it and use it as fuel. Think of it as unlocking your own fat reserves and burning them more efficiently. But it doesn't stop there. Green tea has a unique way of enhancing thermogenesis, that process we talked about earlier where your body produces heat by burning calories. Studies have shown that people who drink green tea can burn an extra 70 to 100 calories a day without changing anything else. Now, that may not sound like much, but over weeks and months, it adds up to meaningful fat loss. And the best part, it's working in the background, silently supporting your body while you go about your day. Beyond the chemistry, let's think about the psychology of green tea. When you swap out a sugary drink or even your third cup of coffee for green tea, you're not just cutting calories, you're sending a message to yourself that health is a priority. That decision strengthens your sense of identity as someone who is in control, someone who makes mindful choices. And that sense of identity creates momentum. Suddenly reaching for healthier meals, taking that evening walk, or skipping late night snacking doesn't feel like a burden. It feels like a natural extension of who you are becoming. Green tea also has a powerful role in regulating blood sugar. For many people, weight struggles are not just about how much fat they carry, but about the constant roller coaster of cravings and crashes. The polyphenols in green tea help stabilize blood glucose, which means fewer spikes, fewer dips, and less likelihood of reaching for a bag of chips at 4 p.m. Imagine the freedom of not being hijacked by cravings throughout the day. That alone can change the trajectory of your weight loss journey. And there's a deeper lesson here. Green tea teaches us that fat burning isn't always about doing more. It's about doing better. It's not about exhausting yourself with extreme exercise or depriving yourself with punishing diets. Sometimes it's about choosing a smarter fuel, one that aligns with your biology. Green tea aligns with your biology. It doesn't shock the system, it guides it. It doesn't fight against you, it works with you. Now, let's not forget the cultural wisdom behind it. For centuries, green tea has been part of daily life in countries like Japan and China, where people live longer and stay healthier well into old age. Their tea rituals are not rushed. They are moments of mindfulness, of connection. And perhaps this is the hidden ingredient we in the West overlook. When you sit with a cup of green tea, you're not just getting antioxidants, you're allowing space for reflection, for calm, for slowing down. And in that calm, your stress hormones drop, your digestion improves, your cravings settle. The tea is doing its work on your body, but the ritual is doing its work on your mind. Together, they create an environment where fat loss becomes almost effortless. So, if you're looking for a place to start, let it be here. 1 cup of green tea in the morning, maybe another in the afternoon when energy dips, and a third after dinner to aid digestion. 3 small decisions repeated daily can create a ripple effect across your metabolism, your psychology, and your long-term health. And here's the thought I want you to carry with you. Green tea is not a miracle in itself, but it awakens the miracle already inside you. The body's ability to heal, to balance, to let go of what it no longer needs. Every sip is a reminder that nature has already given you the tools. Your only job is to use them. So the next time you pour a cup, don't think of it as just tea. Think of it as a quiet revolution, one that starts inside your own cells and expands outward into the way you live, the way you choose, and the way you transform. After green tea, which stands as the clear leader, there are other herbal teas that deserve their place in this conversation, not because they are trendy, but because they address fat loss from different angles. The beauty of nature is that it doesn't give us just one solution. It offers a variety of tools, each with its own unique strength. And when you begin to understand these teas not only for their taste, but for their impact on your biology, you realize that the path to fat burning is not a single road, but a network of choices you can weave into your daily life. Let's start with Oolong Tea. Often described as a bridge between green tea and black tea, it carries the best of both worlds. Oolong is partially fermented, giving it a complex flavor, but more importantly, it has been shown to enhance fat breakdown. It stimulates enzymes that help metabolize fat more efficiently, meaning your body is better able to use fat as fuel rather than let it linger as storage. Imagine it as a switch, turning your system from store to burn. People who drink Oolong regularly often report not just weight loss, but also more steady energy throughout the day, a sign that the body is learning to rely on fat reserves rather than constant sugar spikes for fuel. Now consider peppermint tea. This one surprises people because it isn't often marketed as a fat burner, but its power lies in its effect on appetite and digestion. Peppermint soothes the gut, reduces bloating, and has a calming effect on the nervous system. More interestingly, its aroma alone has been shown in studies to reduce food cravings. That's right, simply inhaling the scent of peppermint can trick your brain into feeling more satisfied. Think about the implications here. In a world where cravings derail even the most disciplined diets, something as simple as peppermint tea can provide a psychological edge. And when your mind feels in control, your body follows suit. Then there's hibiscus tea, with its vibrant red color and tart, refreshing taste. Beyond being beautiful in the cup, hibiscus helps with water retention and bloating. Many people mistake water weight for fat gain, leading to discouragement that causes them to abandon their goals. Hibiscus gently acts as a natural diuretic, helping your body flush out excess fluid and sodium. But the story doesn't end there. Hibiscus is rich in compounds that regulate blood pressure and cholesterol, supporting cardiovascular health. And when your heart and circulation are working efficiently, your metabolism runs more smoothly. It's a reminder that fat burning isn't just about losing inches around the waist. It's about creating an internal environment where health and vitality thrive. And finally, ginger tea. Ginger has been revered for thousands of years, not only for its spicy kick, but for its medicinal power. When it comes to fat loss, ginger is a thermogenic food. It raises your internal temperature and forces your body to burn more calories to cool down. But ginger also plays another crucial role. It suppresses appetite. When you drink ginger tea before a meal, you're likely to feel fuller sooner, which naturally leads to eating less without the pain of deprivation. On top of that, ginger improves circulation and reduces inflammation, making it easier for your body to recover from exercise and daily stress. In many ways, ginger tea is a metabolic catalyst. It revs the engine, keeps it clean, and makes it run more efficiently. When you step back and look at these teas together, a pattern emerges. Each one offers a different pathway into fat loss. Oolong focuses on fat metabolism, peppermint helps control cravings, hibiscus tackles water retention and cardiovascular balance, and ginger boosts thermogenesis while calming inflammation. None of them is a magic bullet, but together they form a toolbox, a set of natural supports that, when used consistently, make the journey toward fat loss less of a battle and more of a partnership with your body. There's a deeper message here too. Too often, we approach weight loss as a punishment. We restrict, we deprive, we force ourselves through routines that feel like suffering. But herbal teas flip that script. They're not about punishment, they're about nourishment. They don't take something away from your life, they add something to it. And in doing so, they remind us that burning fat doesn't have to feel like a war. It can feel like care, like harmony, like alignment with what your body was meant to do all along. So, when you think about adding oolong, peppermint, hibiscus, or ginger to your routine, don't see it as just another tactic. See it as a philosophy in action, a way of saying, I am supporting myself with tools that are kind, gentle, and effective. Because that shift in mindset, from fighting your body to working with it, may be the most powerful fat-burning strategy of all. And here's the thought to carry forward. The road to fat loss is not about doing everything at once. It's about layering small, intelligent choices that build over time. Each cup of tea is one of those choices. So start small, stay consistent, and let nature do the heavy lifting. Because sometimes the key to unlocking a healthier body isn't found in force. It's found in the quiet strength of the right rituals, repeated daily, until they transform you. By now, you can see how powerful herbal teas can be, each one with its own unique fingerprint on fat metabolism, digestion, cravings, and energy balance. But here's where the rubber really meets the road: how you drink them. Because the truth is, even the most potent natural remedy will lose its magic if it's not woven into your life in a way that's practical, consistent, and sustainable. Herbal teas are not meant to be taken like a pill. They're meant to be lived with, integrated into your daily rhythm until they become as natural as breathing. Let's start with timing, because when you drink these teas is just as important as what you drink. Think about your morning. This is the moment when your metabolism is waking up, when your body is preparing for the energy demands of the day. Having a cup of green tea or oolong tea in the morning acts like a gentle ignition switch. It doesn't slam your nervous system the way coffee does. It nudges it awake, raising your metabolic rate and sharpening your focus. That first cup sets the tone, not just biochemically, but psychologically. It says, I'm beginning my day with intention. I'm choosing fuel that serves me. And that kind of choice has a ripple effect, influencing the meals you pick, the energy you carry, and the way you respond to stress. Before meals is another powerful window. Drinking peppermint or ginger tea 15 to 20 minutes before eating can calm your appetite and prime your digestion. It slows you down just enough to become mindful, to actually taste your food rather than inhale it. And that change, slowing down, being present, activates satiety cues in your brain, meaning you feel satisfied with less. Think about the elegance of that solution. You're not counting calories. You're not restricting. You're simply preparing your body to enjoy food in a balanced way. Then there's after meals. This is when your digestive system is working hard, breaking down fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. Herbal teas like hibiscus or ginger can smooth that process, reduce bloating, and keep your blood sugar from spiking. And it's not just about digestion, it's about ritual. Instead of ending your meal with something heavy or sweet, you end it with something cleansing and light. That subtle swap does two things. It lowers the chances of overeating, and it reinforces your identity as someone who takes care of their body, even in small moments. Evenings bring another opportunity. Stress and fatigue often lead us into late night snacking, which is one of the biggest enemies of fat loss. But sipping a calming tea, peppermint, chamomile, or even a mild hibiscus gives your mind and body a different signal. It says, the day is over. It's time to rest, not to refuel. By replacing the ritual of reaching for food with the ritual of sipping tea, you're not depriving yourself, you're redirecting the impulse. Over time, this becomes automatic. The cravings don't own you anymore, the ritual does. Now let's talk about quantity. 3 to 4 cups spread throughout the day is ideal for most people. More than that can lead to diminishing returns, and in the case of caffeinated teas like green or oolong, too much can disrupt sleep. Remember, fat burning is not just about revving the engine, it's about balance. Sleep is one of the most powerful fat burning states your body enters, and no tea should ever compromise that. So choose your timing wisely and listen to your body. There's also the matter of consistency. Drinking herbal tea once in a while won't change your metabolism. It's the cumulative effect, the daily practice, that creates transformation. And this is where philosophy meets science. Transformation doesn't come from one grand gesture, it comes from 1,000 small ones. A cup in the morning, a cup before lunch, a cup after dinner. Over weeks, those cups accumulate into a pattern, and that pattern reshapes not just your body, but your identity. You begin to see yourself differently. Not as someone struggling against fat, but as someone living in partnership with nature. And that's the ultimate secret. Herbal teas are not shortcuts, they're guides. They don't force your body, they remind it. They remind your metabolism to stay active, your digestion to stay efficient, your mind to stay calm, and your appetite to stay balanced. They are gentle teachers, showing you that fat burning doesn't require punishment, only partnership. So here's the challenge I leave with you. Don't just hear this, live it. Pick one tea, one time a day, and make it a ritual. Then expand from there. Let it become part of your story, part of your identity, part of the way you show respect for your body. Because at the end of the day, fat loss is not really about tea. It's about alignment. And every time you choose to sip with intention, you align yourself a little closer with the healthiest, strongest, and most energized version of who you were always meant to be.